Welcome to Mr. Investor, the Real Estate Dojo. Today's practice, what are the three things can happen when you buy a subject to, okay? Three different outcomes. And those outcomes, there's different ways to structure it. There's millions of different ways to structure it, but basically three different ways, okay, that can happen. That's the formula. Number one, you as the investor, you give cash to the seller. So again, number one thing that can happen is you as the investor gives cash to the seller, directly or indirectly, okay? Let me explain to you. Let me give you some examples. A direct way to give cash to the seller is because the seller has equity. An indirect way that you pay cash to the seller might be that you're going to fix their problems in their house, or you're going to pay for their closing, or you're going to pay them some money to help them move, things of that nature. So that's some indirect ways that you're going to pay money to the seller, okay? So the first thing that can happen is that you pay money to the seller. The second thing that could happen is that you as the investor, you pay the seller $0, directly or indirectly, okay? Again, you do the transaction, the seller ends up paying for your closing costs, there's no repairs, there's no back payments, so you pay the seller $0, okay? I like these, okay? Way better than number one. And my favorite, and you know, a lot of people ask me, how does this happen, Mike? Is that the seller gives me cash to buy their house. And I love these, okay? Now, I bought a house in McKinney, a very beautiful house, where the seller gave me $5,000 to buy their home. Okay? And when I spoke with the seller originally, the house was behind on payments 3 months, okay? Now, the seller wasn't financially in a hardship position, but mentally they didn't want to deal with this house anymore. So I spoke with them and I explained to them the importance of their credit and how I could help them with their problem. So the seller was willing to pay their arrears, which was about 3 months, okay? A couple of grand, pay me $5,000, and also pay $750 towards closing costs, guys. So I love these because, you know, I tell the seller, hey seller, you owe 100, you know, the fair market price is 100, so this house is upside down, why should I buy this? And they convince me that I should buy it from them. And so I tell them, hey, this is how much I need from you to buy this property, because it's risky business. It costs a lot of money to hold property, and I'm taking all the risk. I got to put the renter in there. I got to babysit the renter. I got to, you know, make sure the renter doesn't tear up the place. If they do tear up the place, I'm the one that has to fork over the money to fix it, which I don't have a problem to if I made a commitment. But what I'm trying to explain to the seller is there's a lot of risk involved. There's a lot of babysitting that's involved. And if I'm going to do that, it needs to be worthwhile for me. I'm here to make money as well. I can't just jeopardize my money and my time and get nothing, actually lose money, okay? So I can't do it like that. I could create a win-win situation. So, guys, pay attention. 3 things that can happen. You give the seller money, you don't give the seller nothing, or the seller gives you money, okay? Now, a lot of new students are always focusing on what can I give the seller. So remember, guys, there's 2 other phases here. You don't have to give the seller anything. I like to negotiate with the seller gives me money. So if you're going to buy a subject to and they're behind 3 payments, negotiate for the seller to bring the 3 payments up front. Or negotiate for the seller to bring half of the months, okay? Month and a half, or 1 month. Or negotiate for the seller to pay $750 towards closing, or half the closing. Or negotiate that if we are going to give them some money, that they throw the car in, or they're going to give the couch, or they're going to throw the boxing bag in, or whatever, guys, okay? So most students think that we have to give them some money because the seller is allowing us to buy their house subject to. No, guys, you could do a deal where you don't give the seller anything, or you could do a deal where the seller gives you something. So I like option 2 and 3, and I always shoot for 2 and 3, and sometimes I'll do option 1, but there has to be equity. The house has to cash flow. It has to be in an appreciating area. For me, for other people, depends on their exit strategy. There's no right or wrong. It depends on your goals, how much money you have, what is your tax liabilities, and what are you trying to do. For me, rental properties. So I want the seller to come to closing with something to show me they're really, really motivated and they really want to save their good name, because I only want to work with people that want to save their good names. Not saying that I can't do a deal if the seller doesn't care about their credit and their good names. If there's enough money in there, I will. But if I had to buy a property that had no equity or low equity, I want to deal with a seller that's really motivated about saving their good name and they really care about their good name than doing the deal with a seller that doesn't give a root's ass about what happens to him or her, okay? So I'm here to help people that want to help themselves. I'm an emotional guy, guys. Sometimes I see a seller and I really feel their story and I know they're compassionate and they're telling me the truth. And a lot of times I'll give them more than they deserve. I give them more money than the house deserves because I'm a passionate guy. Other times, like that McKinney property I was telling you about, the seller's not financially motivated. Okay, they're not going to hardship. Their motivation is they're dealing with this property and they have money. So why should I bring 5 months or 3 months in the rear up for them? If they really want to save their good name, they got to bring some money to closing. It can't just be me doing everything for them. We need to create a win-win, and for me to save their good name, they have to step up to the plate as well. It just can't be me. Now, if the seller's in a situation where they have no money and they have equity, then I might do that. Or if I love the house, or I think there's going to be a lot of appreciation, or I have a buyer already lined up, I might give them some money. But don't just always offer to give sellers money. Remember, there's 2 other ways. They give you money, or you don't bring any money, okay? This is Mike with Mr. Investor. Go out there, hustle, bustle. Don't listen to the naysayers, okay? Don't tell me you can't do this. Guys, I came to America with nothing. We live on government cheese, okay? Food stamps. My parents, they don't even have a high school education, okay? Not in America, not from the third world country that we're from, okay? My mom is illiterate, guys, okay? I do have a college degree, but what I'm trying to tell you is, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter what kind of situation you're in. All that matters is your burning desire. All that matters is your discipline. All that matters is if you're willing to work hard. If you have those ingredients and you have a dream and you believe in yourself, the rest is history, man. This is America, guys. Go out there. Bust your balls. Bust your head. Cry. Bleed. Sweat. Bang your head. It's okay. It's okay. That's the way to success. And the other people that are telling you, that this is not the way, and they want to pat you back and they want to hear your sad stories, well, they're not going too far in life, and you don't want that for yourself. That's why you're here watching me. That's why you want to improve yourself so you can reach your financial goals. So go out there, because it's not about the education, okay? That's part of it. Majority of your success and your greatness is going to come by you saving yourself by going out there and taking action, tackling your fears, not taking no for an answer. Stop seizing and freezing because you don't know what to do. Do something. Something is better than nothing. I read a quote just the other night that says that you miss 100% of all the shots you don't take. So take the shots, guys. If you never played basketball, take the shot. You have a better chance of scoring, okay? And that's what the story is about tonight, guys. Go out there, make some money, hit me up with questions, and I will hold your hand and spoon feed you so you're out there helping other people reach their financial goals. This is Mike with Mr. Investor. This is the Real Estate Dojo. Remember, action is the key. Have a great night.